right, everybody. Well, we are live here on the internet for our interview with Matt Francis. We have, looks like 146 people online, Matt, so it should be a lot of fun. Get some good questions from all these folks. Well, Matt, this is our first year of our event in Vegas. Most people know you from your years of racing. And so far, how's the week in Vegas going? Both racing and off racing.
First of all, I just want to say thanks to you, Scotty. I mean, you put together an awesome race here, and it's finally. I'm not going to say finally, but you know, you did it right. You did it right. This is awesome. It's a place where everybody wants to be. The track is incredible. I still want them cocktail waitresses.
I know. We talked about that.
I'm telling you, I got to criticize you somehow. I need cocktail waitresses and room service in the pits, and that would be absolutely ideal. But you know what? You've done a great job here, and I just want to say thanks for putting it on. It's incredible, man.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure. When did you get in Vegas this week?
Well, I got in on Tuesday afternoon, I guess. Yeah, about 4 o'clock or so. Hung out. I still don't have any of my stuff back from Italy.
Really?
Yeah. So I had to. I spent basically Tuesday and Wednesday. I missed my first 2 rounds of practice in my rubber tire class. So I mean, there's Barry Baker over there. Oh, hey, by the way, Barry Baker is responsible for any single catastrophe that happens on the driver's stand every time. He's always responsible for it, no matter if he says no or not. It's always his fault.
He might be.
I just want to get that in for him.
He might be over there on his laptop typing something.
Let's hope.
He might be asking you a question.
Let's hope. But yeah, so I basically spent all of Tuesday and the first part of Wednesday building my cars, and you know, it's tough to build cars without your own equipment. You know, you borrowed tools and borrowed files and that kind of stuff. I mean, you know, it's just kind of an unfortunate incident, but you know, it's the way it goes. And
having a good time, that's for sure.
It's great. You know, I mean, I can't. Vegas is Vegas. It's where, like I say, it's where everybody wants to be. The race isn't going exactly like I planned, but you know what? That's what's great about fastest round of qualifying. I'm still in this until the absolute last time.
Exactly.
And you know, I won't give up, not by any means, just because I had a couple bad runs. You know, I'm sitting like, I don't know, bottom of the B or something like that in foam cross, but it's the way it goes, man. That's right. I mean, this type of racing is so fast, and you're on the edge the whole time, and you know, you clip one dot, and you're into the boards at Mach 7, and you know, half your car's gone.
That's a fact.
You got to take it in stride. You know, you hit the board. You made a mistake. It's not like, you know, not like traffic gets you or anything like that. It's racing, man. That's what it's all about. And I'll give it 100% until you know, Sunday night.
That's right.
Then we're in Vegas, baby.
That's right. Then it's Vegas. That's the thing. I've been just so focused on just running the race now. So I'm staying away from the table, staying away from trouble. So then Monday night I get to play.
I set a kind of a goal for myself is, you know, I like to gamble. I like to play blackjack. I was a blackjack player, and my goal this week was to not gamble at all. Really? I was not going to sit at the tables.
And
so far, so good.
But
you know, I'm in here. Well, I put 50 cents into a slot machine as I was walking by.
Money? Did you hit it?
No, I'm down 50 cents. But you know, I mean, I've been to Vegas numerous times and been like, you know, I'm down a few hundred or something like that. And I mean, Vegas still owns me when it comes down to it. You know, let's be honest. These places aren't here because people win money.
That's right.
You know,
although you talk to anybody, everybody wins. Oh yeah. I'm about even.
Yeah, everybody's even. Exactly.
That's right.
But oh well.
You mentioned Italy. You know, we were in Italy last month for the Off-Road Worlds, and we had a great time. And you went on a trip.
Yes, I did. I went on a little sabbatical.
It was pretty awesome. We talked about it a lot. And you know, tell everybody what your plans were and what you did.
Well, I stayed. The race was in Turin, Turin, however you want to say it. It ended on Saturday. The whole LOSI team, including myself, went back to the Milan airport on Sunday the 13th. Well, Travis Amesqua, myself, and Jesse Roberts all stayed. We started our trip in Milan, spent a day in Milan, took the train down to the Italian Riviera, a little coastal village called Cinque Terre. It's 5 little villages that you got to hike into, and they're right on the Mediterranean Sea. I mean, it's just beautiful. I'll tell you, I wish I would have had, you know, female companionship instead of Travis and Jesse, because you know it's a very romantic situation, but I mean, it was awesome. We had just an incredible time. I spent about 4.5 days there, Then we went down to Rome for 5 days, partied in Rome, went to the Vatican, saw the sides tours, walked around. Then we went and spent 2.5 days in Florence after that. But people always ask me, they go, what was the best thing about the trip? Mm-hmm. And you know what? It wasn't a single thing that I saw. It was just the whole trip in general. When we got to the Milan airport, we took the airport's about 40-minute train ride from the actual city of Milan. We took a train from the airport to the city, and I walked out of the train station, and I walked into the Duomo and
the Duomo Center,
which is right in the center of Milan.
Exactly,
and it's a very, very Gothic, not Gothic, wrong word. Just very extravagant looking church, or I don't even know what it is.
It's a big cathedral. I went there.
Okay.
That's on my day off. That's where I went.
Okay.
Myself and Derek Bono and Pops Losi. We went there, and it was incredible. It's just unbelievable.
The architecture is amazing. And when I walked out into that center piazza there, that center square, I didn't know where I was going. I had the clothes that were on my back in my backpack. I had no plane ticket, no train ticket, no hotels for anywhere else. And this is 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I have no place to stay, no nothing. I don't know the language. Just nothing was planned out. I knew there was 3 places I wanted to see. That was the Cinque Terre, the villages on the sea, mm-hmm. Rome, and Florence, and that was it. And that was kind of like just a lonely slot machine. It's got to be somebody. Somebody's trying to bust me up.
I think so.
And I don't like slot machines, by the way, unless you're guaranteed to pay out. And none of this 97% crap.
No, that's all.
I want guaranteed winnings.
That's right.
But Italy was just amazing. We had just an incredible time, and the people we met. We stayed in hostels, stayed in hotels, we stayed in room for rent. Just anyway. The food was incredible. Spent a lot of money. I'm paying for it now, but the month of September has to be very, very light on my spending. That's another reason why I'm not hitting the tables.
There you go.
You're pretty much guaranteed to lose. But it was awesome. We never had any confrontations. No nothing. We met tons of people at the hostels, at the hotels, and I gotta say I did consume quite a bit of intoxicating liquid, but you know what? I was on vacation, man. I'll tell you what though. Once I came back, I was there for 12 days, and I was in Italy for 23 days total, I guess.
Yeah, because we were there 10 days before,
and I was ready to get home. It was just one of those things where I was kind of dying for a cheeseburger or dying for breakfast, because over in Europe, their idea of breakfast is like deli meats and jellies and
we
rolls.
had it in the hotel.
Yeah, exactly.
Prosciutto or all that stuff.
It's awesome. It's awesome. But for 25 days straight, and I generally get up in the morning, have some cereal, some toast, whatever, glass of milk, some orange juice, so I'm kind of stuck in my little pattern. And when you break that pattern, you can't wait to get back to it. It was just an incredible time. The European people were awesome, and Italy is definitely a place I want to go back to. Mm-hmm. If I go back, I'm not gonna do Rome or not gonna do Florence. I saw all this stuff. They're cool cities, they're great cities, but I want to see all along the coast. I want to see Tuscany. I'm a wine drinker, so I like to just the whole Tuscan region, stay in little villages there, and cool. I want to see Venice. I didn't get to see Venice. It was one of my goals that I originally wanted to see, but it was just kind of like there's too much to see. You can't see it in 2 weeks or a week and a half. So if I go back, I want to see Pompeii and Naples and the Amalfi Coast and Sicily and Greek islands and stuff like that. I got to travel. I'm so disappointed at myself for not taking advantage of all the places that we've been to and staying for an extra week or something like that. But we did it right. Yeah. When it was time to do it, we did it right. That's cool. Travis, Jesse, and I, we had an incredible time.
That's awesome.
And when you spend 12 extra days with 2 other people, of course you kind of get on each other's nerves and that kind of stuff. I think by the end we're all ready to part our ways, and But I think we all became such good friends, and Travis and I have been friends for a long time, and Jesse and I are fairly new in the friendship. We became great friends while we were there, and he tried fish, he tried wine. We were getting him to do all kinds of stuff, he when we originally got there, because I told those guys, I go, man, you gotta have a backpack. We're not gonna be able to, we're gonna be hiking. We're not gonna be able to carry around all these luggage. Jesse had his big bag there, and we get to one of the places right on the coast on the sea, and he had his big luggage bag, and he ended up. We bought a backpack on the first day. But he loaded stuff into his backpack and he threw away his luggage bags right in the dumpster. And, I mean, it was just classic. Here you see 3 completely American guys, and we're just, Jesse's wearing a Team Losi shirt or whatever. Travis has got on a skin shirt with Dickies and skate shoes and whatever, spiky hair and stuff. So I mean, we stuck out like sore thumbs. But
big time. Yeah,
and then you got Jesse throwing away his luggage, and I mean, it was great. I took about 2,000 pictures while I was there, and only about 12, 1,300 of them actually came out. But I look back, I got them all saved in chronological order on my hard drive and stuff, and I mean, you can go back and look at them, and I know exactly where I was each time. And,
that's
man,
cool.
it was cool. It's something I'm gonna remember when I'm old and whatever.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But it was really a lot of fun. It was cool.
Well, that's cool.
So let's talk about this race, man.
And man, it's
you obviously put a lot of work into this.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's not just a one-man job.
Right.
I know you got the whole team of guys, and that's awesome. You did an awesome job here, and I mean, that's great. I can't wait to. I don't know if I'm going to be back next year racing. Right. But
at least a Saturday, Sunday visit.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, who knows where I'm going to be at in career-wise, but. If at all, I mean, you got a friend for life here, so
that's awesome.
So as long as if it's in my schedule, man, I'll be back. Who knows, man? Maybe 3 or 4 years from now, I may make a guest appearance as a racer or something. I'll just run like stock or something.
There you go.
I'll be so rusty.
I want to have a past champion. I want to get Joel back here. I want to get Neisinger, Cliff Lett, get Sean Ireland, Ken Clausen, and just get everybody back for just at this event. I mean, it would be awesome.
A senior tour.
Exactly.
The Champions Tour.
Right. When we were in Italy, we made you made a big announcement.
Yep. Yes,
during
I did.
The award ceremony, and some people knew, but a lot of people were surprised. And I want you to tell everybody that's
right.
listening, what's going on.
Guess it was a couple years back when I kind of made my decision. It was kind of time to move on and do some other stuff, and it was a tough decision to make. I mean, it was something that I think was kind of coming time. I found myself losing a little bit of that edge, once you've been in a situation where you're winning races and then you make changes and you can't get back to that form that you were, and as everybody, each generation or every race you go to, people get faster.
Sure.
And when you're doing it with them, you get faster along with it. And I took some time off and tried to come back, and I was always like 1 or 2 steps behind, and I came to the point where it was just kind of time to move on, and career opportunity kind of came up for me. Met some good people, finished some schooling, training, all that stuff that goes along with it, and I decided to make that change. So I announced my retirement from off-road racing.
Right.
I'm not going to do any more off-road, which has kind of been my staple since day one. I just got into this on-road thing, 4 years ago, I guess, 3 years ago or so, and I love it. But I've always been an off-road guy. It's get down and dirty, man. When it comes down to it, I like the dirt. And I'm still going to run a little bit next year. I'm going to run, this year I have 2 more races to finish up. I have the Roar Nationals next week, or a week and a half or 2 weeks.
Down in Florida at Joe Friedis' place, right?
Yeah. And Cleveland. We're in Cleveland. And then next year I'm going to run Snowbirds.
Right.
I'm going to run the Carpet Dance, which I'm hoping... I know my local track bid on it.
Oh, really?
It's really nice. Well, it's in Stockton, actually.
Okay, right.
Stockton RC Raceway, Ruben Benitez' place.
They held it.
They held it in 2002.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm hoping they get it because it's going to cut out 2 days of travel for me. It's instead of going Monday to Monday, it'll be Tuesday to Sunday. It makes it nice, especially if I have any work going on. And so I'm going to run Snowbirds and Carpet Dance, and then I'll run the Reedy race, which that's probably racing-wise one of the most exciting races
Without
because
a doubt.
it's
Heads
8 races
up.
heads up.
Exactly.
You know, you're out there swapping paint and
That's awesome.
jumping curves. Yeah, it's
no
it's
one
great.
way is just hitting the brakes at the back
Exactly. I
straight.
love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And then I'll run the World Championships. And I'll probably run like the Speed World Cup at Speed
Billy's, right?
Yeah, Billy's race, and it's 5 minutes from the house, so it's my local track. It always has been, and on road anyway, and that in Stockton. And it's just kind of like I'm gonna have much more going on next year, so I had to run a reduced schedule.
Sure.
And nothing's changing. Still racing Trinity, Losi, Trinity Power, Losi cars,
right.
LRP speed controls, Aerotronics radios. Nothing's changing. Definitely, you're going to see me at a lot less races. I mean, I won't be at. Every year I've gone to the Stock Nationals, the Off-Road Stock Nationals for support. And hold on, here comes Barry Baker.
Uh-oh.
You are the problem of every single occurrence that happens. You're the problem.
But it wasn't me.
He says, but it wasn't him.
It wasn't him.
That doesn't
yeah.
matter. Remember, you told me over there. You said, make sure and announce it.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm just giving Barry a bad time.
I just want to say, if Matt ever quits racing completely, I'm going to be ultra sad.
Well, thank you, Barry. Thank you. I'll. Somebody asked me, they go, man, we ever going to see you at these races anymore? And I say, well, 99% of my friends are RC racers. So, yeah, you're going to see me at these races. I mean,
You're going to see me in two places, races or on the golf course.
yeah.
Barry said he's going to be either racing or on a golf course in his life.
And my golf clubs, I'm ready to throw those in the bottom of the lake.
Barry could be a professional golfer, I
It hits
think.
the ball about 300 yards. It's 200 yards out.
Yeah,
50
200 yards out.
50 yards out.
Exactly.
Yeah. Golfer's joke.
Yeah, I hit it 300 yards, just not straight.
That's right.
Later, dude. Thanks, Barry. Appreciate
See you
it.
later, Barry.
But I don't even know where was I. Was I talking
we were
about?
just talking about your schedule for next year.
It's going to be very reduced, and work's going to take much more time. And I don't think it's fair to trying to run 3 off-road classes and test and tune on the car and excuse me, and then run on-road and run foam and asphalt and whatever else. I mean, that's too hard. That's a lot of work. So
It is.
I scaled down to 1 car or 2 cars, a foam car and a rubber car. But it was time. It's time. I mean, I've had when I'm totally done next year after the Worlds, it'll be 20 years that I've been racing.
No kidding.
Yeah, I started racing. Got my first car basically right when I turned 12. I was 11 years old when I got my first car, and I'm 31 now. And it was on basically my 12th birthday. So next year, my birthday's in June, so it'll be kind of like the 20-year turn. And I'd had the plan for a number of years now, or for a couple of years, to make Italy my last off-road race. And I busted my hump.
I know. I was there.
I put in a lot of effort in, and I did poorly. I was really disappointed the way I did. And it was kind of a combination of just I put a lot of pressure on myself. I've always been my own worst critic when it comes to that. I mean, I get so disappointed in myself when I wreck, and but that at the same time, that's kind of what's always driven me, is to if I walk off that driver's stand and I'm actually happy with how I did, then I know I can go back to my pit and relax.
That's good.
I mean, I've always been that one that's just been, I drive the nail in my own heart right there. So it's tough to walk off that driver's stand. Like today, for example, the 4 qualifiers, only finished 1 of them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's tough, and it's mistakes on my own part, and that's from not running. I haven't been running on road, since Reedy Roads. I ran ran a Speed World a couple times, just messing around. But it's just it makes it difficult. It makes it really difficult to know that you can do better if you had time.
Oh, sure.
Or not necessarily you have time, but I mean, if I would have been putting in the effort for on road, but I mean, I was getting ready for the Worlds, and that was a total dud on my part. I was really disappointed with that, but it's the way it goes, man. You know what? The guys that won, Ryan, Neil, and Ryan, they went 1, 2, 3 in all their both classes. I mean, they're the best. They are the best right now. I mean, in U.S., Ryan Cavallari's fastest. In European and the world, Neil Craig's fastest. I mean, that guy. I actually made a mistake in my my speech of the world, I said, yeah, the newcomers. They're not newcomers. I mean, I've raced with Neil. Yeah, he finished. He was on the podium in South Africa when I won. It was myself, Brian, and Neil. And, Neil won the second A main, and they're in South Africa. And I mean, he's numerous European champion and national champion. I mean, that guy is incredible. And then Ryan Cavallari, world champion, two-time now.
Two-time back-to-back, right?
But I mean, by no means are they newcomers. They're the cream of the crop right now, and they're awesome. And I guess there's a little bit of envy, absolutely.
Oh, sure.
I envy them. I mean, anytime somebody's winning, you want to. That's the person you want to be. That's the person you want to be as fast as.
Especially in your case, I mean, you remember the days when you were younger, and you were in that zone and winning everything, and man, you were going to be on top.
Yep. I mean, there was a time where I didn't take losing. I didn't even. It didn't even cross my mind. I mean, if between myself and Brian Kinwald, I mean, we were winning a lot of races there for a while, and Brian's been dominant for the last 12 years.
Oh yeah,
12, 13 years, and actually about 13 or 14 years. That guy's been winning everything, and everybody's finally caught up to him. And it's just now it's the competitive. The races are so competitive.
Oh.
Everybody's so close. It's so good. Just incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, every race people get faster at. I mean, I know. At the World Championships, I unfortunately had the opportunity to watch the A mains, and that was very disappointing. But I mean, at the same time, I saw just how good everybody has got. And I mean, it was incredible. Those guys are extremely fast. It was incredible.
It was an awesome show.
Yeah, it was great racing, and congratulations to them. I finished bottom of the B main in bold. I'm not exactly happy, but. That's how it is.
That's right. Yesterday, when I interviewed Asushi Hara, he paid you a huge compliment.
He did.
We were talking about one of the online people asked, talk to Masami, or we were talking about things in Japan. And when did you win in Italy? 95, right?
95.
They were talking about favorite drivers or times back then. And he talked about one of his favorite times was that race with you and Masami, and how much he enjoyed it and respect he had for you when you beat Masami. And we all know his home track, the Itabi.
Right.
I mean, lives there.
It was that was an incredible time. So I want to say thanks to him.
He remembered.
Thanks for Sushi giving the props.
Definitely, he did.
I mean, we actually make comments now on we talk within our team and who we want to run our car. Who we think is one of the best guys out there. And Hart is it. I mean, that guy makes a man at Off-Road Worlds, and it speaks for itself. And honor, the guy's incredible. He's world champion. He's numerous other races. I mean, and the greatest thing about it, he's very mellow. He does it very professional, and that's something that I've always respected about him. Even when he's winning or when he's losing, he sits back. I've never seen that guy get mad, emotional, whatever. I'm sure that he's burning up inside.
Oh, sure.
But that's competition right there. Right. If you're not, something's wrong.
Oh, exactly.
But that guy's incredible. So all the props to him right now, and good luck to him this weekend. Him and Mark are going to have Mark, Gillis, Toso, Barry. I mean, I know I'm getting a couple guys in the race, but I'm hoping to put myself in there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's as fast as running qualifying. It's not over until it's over.
Exactly.
I got 2 more rounds tomorrow, so we'll see. But as far as that race in '95, that's one of my fondest memories too. Walking into the King's Castle, basically.
Yeah, it was, and that's what it is.
Dethroning them.
Right.
That was awesome. I mean, that was my first ever big win, and that was. Remember the days, man. Those were, the days when it was just total fun. So, there was no salaries going around. There was no, we did it for the fun of it, and it was. I mean, I still do it for the fun now. Don't get me wrong, but
it's a job.
It's a job now, and it's the tides have changed because people are not near as relaxed. I mean, I can remember sitting there. I was sitting next to one of my best friends, Jimmy Jacobson, and we were sitting there, and just him and I actually got a video. I got one of the videos where we're sitting next to each other, and he's putting the stickers on my shirt and stuff like that, And we raced together in the Bay Area, in San Francisco Bay Area, for for 15 years. And he just bought a mountain bike. We do a lot of mountain biking, or I do.
Oh, cool.
And he just bought a bike yesterday. We went out riding for the first time last night. I've been talking to him on voicemail and stuff like that. So then he got 2 flat tires on short rides.
Oh, man.
Too bad for him.
Welcome to him, right?
Yeah, welcome to mountain biking. But yeah, I mean, just I can still remember that race like it was yesterday, man. It's awesome.
Is that your...
Yeah, Hobby Haven, by the way, guest 55. Hobby Haven, that was Livermore, man. Those were the days of clipping down before X2000. This is X patterns, and that was awesome. But yeah, so I'm gonna miss the racers, man. That's what it comes down to. I'm gonna miss the racers. I'm gonna miss guys like you, and going to the no-back race and coming to this race, and seeing you at 3D race and whatnot. But I met so many good friends in this industry, and I plan on taking them all with me. That's for sure. So, like I say, 99% of my friends are RC racers. So
you'll be around.
I'll be around. And I mean, the whole Losi family and everybody on Team Losi, Todd Hodge and Adam and Travis and Richard Trujillo and all those guys. I mean, I can't thank them enough for what they've done. I mean, Todd's our current team manager. Richard's our former team manager, and those guys, they put up with so much crap. They put up with all us racers whining about stuff, and where's my parts? What room am I in? Give me the keys to the van. I need these parts. I need these parts. I mean, how they're still saying it just amazes me. But I got to thank them, a ton. And, of course, Pops and Junior, and those guys are just awesome. And you pretty much give me everything I want. Ernie Privetti, I mean, that guy's came to bat for me every single time, and we've built this relationship, and I mean, he's one of my best friends now. We don't, we may not talk every day, but definitely one of my best friends, and tons of respect for him. Jürgen Lautenbach, I've raced for that guy since 1994. He's actually my longest sponsor. He's always been a critic right by my side. Whether I'm doing something good or bad, he's right there. I mean, those guys are what make it happen. Right there.
No doubt.
They're the support behind it, and you're just the person that's they're directing you with the right, they're giving you the right amount of equipment to go out there and try to win races or whatever. So, thanks to everybody. Thanks to all those guys, especially that I just mentioned, and the people that I forgot, the racers that I met, all that stuff, man. Thanks to everybody. It's going to be hard to leave.
Oh, I believe it.
But,
I would think so. 20 years, it's it's truly your life right now.
Absolutely. But at the same time, it's very exciting to be starting something new, or a whole new group of people. Totally different industry. You go from RC where you're cracking jokes daily and hourly and stuff. Now I'm going into a professional environment. I've worked in that type of environment before, and it's you got to be a little bit different person.
Of course.
So no more cussing as much.
That's right.
That kind of stuff. But there's time and place for that. Exactly. But so hey, let's get to
some questions.
Mason, I do have a real job, by the way.
All right, so let's fire off some questions here, guys. Obviously, we're not going to be able to answer them all, but let's get to them here. And
so you can change the name just by typing in a name right there.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, if you all these guys, they can put in whenever. Unfortunately, obviously,
someone you forgot, Lance Simon. I like all this. Hey, Rob. I'll do just fine, thanks. Younger generation of racing. What can you say about them, man? They all get faster than us. They're hey, Matt Francis, this is not you. Sweet. But they get faster and faster. I mean, it's incredible. I could sit here and name a bunch of guys, but to avoid leaving somebody out, I'm not going to name anybody. Sure. But you know what? You know who you are. They know who they are. They're the guys up on the podium time and time again. But
there's a good question on here from Eugene C. It says, "What do you think of rubber tire versus foam? I mean, what's your opinion in both? Because with this type of race, international race, we have obviously in America, foam is it. In European, it's rubber. That's it.
Right.
Now we got the best of both worlds here and best of both drivers from all over the world.
Well, this is. I know what I want to tell you. This was. Remember that time that you, Todd, and I was it the Novak race? We went to eat. So we were talking about
Afterwards,
different ideas
right,
about this race, and
right.
we all brainstormed the idea of let's have a king champion.
Exactly, that was
Yeah.
your
Yep.
idea. That's
And
right.
when
we
you were
went to-
announcing that at the drivers' meeting
drivers'
last
meeting,
night,
yeah.
I look over at somebody and go, "That was my idea."
That's right,
I go,
was.
"That was my input."
That's right. We went to the place right
Yeah.
from
Yeah,
trackside
the
and
Ribs.
Yeah, Boulder Junction.
Boulder
place, that's
Junction.
right.
Yeah. So that was cool, man. I'm like, right on. I'm glad that we got something good out of that brainstorming session.
Definitely, and it was good,
But,
and it's gonna be awesome. Hey, somebody's gonna win the chunk of change. We're giving away $750
Yep.
to the
That's
top dog in mod.
incredible. And I'm by the way, I'm taking bribes and bets on that just in case you got to kick somebody's car. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Never do that. But yeah, as far as rubber tires or foam, I mean, my favorite is foam.
Yeah.
Hands down. I mean, foam. It's so fast, and it's just incredibly fast. It's a second lap faster than rubber tires.
Rubber tires, it's punched all the time.
Yeah, but rubber tires are so critical. Foam tires definitely hold a lot of, or they don't hold, but they mask a lot of mistakes and problems and that kind of stuff. But rubber tires, you gotta be on it. You gotta have your car set up. You gotta be driving a little bit better. The rubber tires just require a little bit harder to get working.
Oh, sure.
I mean, it's two totally different cars, setups anyway, and I mean it's great. It's really cool. It's a lot of fun to see the Europeans. I mean, Europeans have been kicking our butt lately. I mean, European and Japanese. And, I'm just saying, let's just say international drivers.
Right.
Let's put it that way instead of trying to name a country. International drivers have been leading us around the track. Mark Reinhardt. What can you say about that guy?
Never ran foams ever.
Yeah, but I'm sure he was practicing.
Oh yeah, exactly. I went.
Mark's not an idiot. There,
no.
He knows what he's doing. And
but
that guy's
impressive.
incredible. Yeah. First time I saw him race was at the Reed race a year and a half ago. I actually beat him in round 8, so you led him the whole way around the race.
Not that you would remember that.
No, because 2 months later he goes and smokes everybody in the world, and I'm like, I beat that guy last 2 months ago. But yeah, so he's awesome. I mean, he's one of those young generation, the new generation of drivers that just has this incredible amount of talent. I mean, he runs, some of the best lines I've ever seen. He runs extremely tight, and he's impressive. Very impressive to watch.
Yes,
and I mean, that guy at the World Championships, and I watched his qualifiers and that kind of stuff. And I mean, he was impressive. Very impressive driving. I mean, I saw that guy at the LRP race this year and the DHI Cup, and the 2 races I went to overseas this year, the DHI and the LRP race. Hara and Mark went first and second bowl. Hara won the DHI, Mark got second. Mark won the LRP, Hara got second.
Right.
I think Hara. Yeah, Hara had some issues. I don't know if he ended up second or if he was way down, but he was right there for second. And it's always about all those 2 guys. Always. You can always count on them being the 2 of the best. But here's actually a great question. Rumor has it that Trinity drivers are dropping out of the 19 class at this race. Is this true, and why? No, I guess there was some sort of discrepancy with an illegal motor.
That's correct. It was.
But, I don't think it was on purpose, but you know what? A rule's a rule.
Exactly.
Oh, and you know what? You know the guy that's EJ.
Yeah,
he got disqualified.
Yes, he did, yeah.
You got it. You got to respect when you stick to rules. That's incredible. Kyle Hittawall, what has been your favorite RC moment? God.
Oh man, that's 20 years.
Yeah, man, I would. Japan in '95 is up there. South Africa in 2002, but I don't think those accomplishment-wise are good. But one of my favorite moments was the 1998 Florida Winter Champs. Ernie Pavetti and I had a little bet. It was actually a bet regarding my contract, and it was a performance bet.
Really?
And I came through. I won that race, and nobody will ever know if I wouldn't have won that race what would have happened. But who knows, man? It was basically a statement I made to him. I'm not going to sit here and repeat it, but it's a statement I made to him, and my future was kind of on the line with it. And I came in and I won that race. And when I crossed that finish line of that second A main, I won the first and second main. And I crossed that finish line, and man, you talk about just this great feeling. You're going, man, I can't believe I just did that, you know. But yeah, it was that was one of the greatest moments. You know, the first time. Oh, you know what? One of the greatest moments also was I think it was 2001. I think it had to be 2001 Hot Rod Shootout. Brian Kinwell was TQ. I was second qualifier. It was a Hot Rod Hobbies. Two-wheel mod, A-main. I think it was the first A-main, first or second A-main. Him and I got the whole shot. I was on the outside. He was in the dust line. I got the whole shot. We swapped the lead probably, for the last 2 to 3 minutes of that race. Now, I know somebody has this on video. A couple people have it on video. We swapped the lead about 3 to 4 times per lap in the last 3 minutes of that race. Man. You know, touching wheels here and there, but never once did we hang each other up. And it was the closest race that I've ever been in.
Wow.
And you know what? You can't have a race without somebody like Brian Kinwell.
Oh, correct.
You know,
exactly.
I mean, you got to have that respect. You know, he gave me the room when I clearly had the line. I gave him the room, and you know, it was that right there is probably one of my most memorable moments.
That's awesome.
I ended up winning that main. I didn't win the race. He won 2 mains. I won the other one. I got second overall. But as far as, you know, performances, I mean, that was one of my best. And I mean, I came off that driver's stand, and you're just, you know, you're just in awe that race just happened. I mean, you know, it was probably one of the most exciting races in RC. And I wish I could have actually watched it. I wish I could see that video. But it's been I can't narrow it down to one. I mean, you know, there's numerous times that it's not a racing moment. It's just hanging out at the racetrack and
just shooting the breeze with the guys
exactly.
in the pitch for sure.
You know, the brainstorming sessions that Brian Dunbar and I used to have. You know, we'd be sitting at a race. We used to go to that race in Columbus every year. The
CRC.
Yeah, what was it? Winter. I don't know. Whatever it is. It's one in January.
Right.
And, you know, we'd sit in that Motel 6 after the race on Saturday night or Sunday night, and we'd just sit there and just brainstorm about different ideas. And, you know, Brian Dunbar he comes from a marketing background in school, and I've always had an interest in that, and that's what I went to school for also myself. So, I mean, we would sit there and brainstorm about what is wrong with racing these days. And you know what? I look around this room, and I'm sitting here at this racetrack, and I have this document. It's a Word document from 5 years ago, saved on my computer, on all these different ideas of this race, or at a race that I would like to put on. And you have a majority of them.
Wow.
I mean, you know, there's a couple things on there that I'd really like to share with you.
Oh yeah, I mean, we can only get better with with criticism to make it better. It's never perfect.
And you know, but all my ideas were unlimited budgets. You know, we didn't think anything into budgets.
Sure.
I mean, all that comes into play. But we were just throwing ideas out there, and you know, we'd sit back and just for hours have these in-depth conversations, and you know, I mean, that's a memorable moment. You know, with one of my best friends on the team. You know, and he doesn't race anymore. He's back in Kentucky with his daughter and selling home loans and that kind of stuff.
Right,
so,
that's what I heard.
But I mean, just stuff like that. You know, hanging out with. This last year for New Year's we went to New Orleans, the French Quarter. It was Eddie Garrison, myself. Yeah, you know Eddie.
Hey, Eddie.
Yeah. Mike McMahon, TJ Bradley, Sean Wright, Marcus, my buddy from, I don't even know Marcus's last name. Marcus from Pensacola, one of Eddie's buddies, and Brian Dunbar. So it was Brian, Mike, TJ, myself, Eddie, Marcus, and Sean. There were 7 of us. And man, I was there from Friday the 31st, December 31st. We got in on Friday, and we stayed. Brian and everybody else left on Sunday. Brian and I left on Monday morning. And man, I'll tell you what, I didn't see straight for 4 days straight. I'll tell you that. But man, you know, it's situations like that with just some great guys and hanging out, and I mean, that kind of stuff is, yeah, I got 400 pictures from that.
Awesome.
You know, I mean, I look back at them, and, you know, Eddie being crazy, and TJ and Mike, I mean, you know, they speak for themselves.
Oh, yeah, when they get together, man.
And Sean Wright, you know, that guy is just out of control. You know, I mean, it's awesome. The coolest thing was, you know, you're there with with 6 other guys. Granted, you know, it was just guys hanging out, but it's not like, I mean, there wasn't a single time where I wasn't laughing. I mean, it was just awesome. It was awesome. But yeah, so it's to answer. I think it was Eugene's question, right? There's not a single moment that I can just pinpoint and say, you know, this is it.
Yeah.
I mean, the time sitting at the track at my local track in Sacramento or in Stockton, you know, racing or whatever. There's nothing like that. You know, we used to hold a race called the Backwoods Showdown, Backwoods Showdown. It was about 3.5 hours north of Sacramento on Highway 101, and it was 17 miles off the highway on a gravel road. And it was, you know, there was a band out there. We'd have kegs of beer, and there was a pond where everybody showered in. You know, you bring your tent, you were camping, and I mean, it was just pure fun. Nobody cared. There was no sponsored drivers there. You know, I mean, myself, like Phil Patondo, Lloyd Dassel, that kind of stuff, and like Derek Curtani would come up, and you know. But I mean, it was all about the fun. You know, I mean, you got to have those fun races back. I mean, races like this are ran very professional and everything's good, but at the same time, you need those races that mean absolutely nothing. You know, that everybody's just going out there and having a blast. And, you know, I mean, it's those times. You know, 4 days of just racing and, you know, in dirt ball, you're sleeping in a tent, no shower. You know, JD Beckwith is out swimming in the pond. You know, that's a name from the past if anybody remembers that.
Yep.
But yeah, I should talk to JD a couple times, maybe about once a year. He comes up to Hangtown for the motorcycle races in Sacramento. Yeah,
I'm gonna be like Tony Stewart. He gets 10 grand every time he.
Oh, that's right.
He gets 10 grand every time he
drinks. We got Todd Putnam for Fun Proposal. He's got a sign.
Hey, Smoke, I'm thinking of you. Do I get 10 grand?
10 grand, exactly. Todd Putnam making us a visit up here.
Excellent event, guys.
Maybe.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Todd.
Todd.
I'm out.
All right, you're out.
I like Todd. That guy's great.
He's madman.
What car this weekend, Scott? I'm running the new rear engine car. What do you want to be remembered for in your career?
Oh, man.
Are you kidding me? You know what? For hopefully the impact on people that I've had through racing or anybody that I've helped out, whether it's in a positive way or, I mean, there's very few people that are, not very few, but there's quite a few people that I've helped out in a negative way. You know, like we'll go to a race and I'll help somebody out and they'll come back and go, man, that was worse. Well, I can't help everybody, and you were just the percentage of the ones I couldn't help. So let's go the other direction now. And you know, by the end of the weekend, I've made that guy faster.
Sure.
Something that has actually been a real accomplishment of mine. I've been going to the stock nats since 1998.
Yes.
The first one I went to was at Moore Raceway in Denver, and I met a guy named Vincent Maselli from New York, and he was out there running. He was running fast. I think he was actually TQ at the time, or in the top 3 or so. And the track was changed, getting more and more high bite. And you know, I went over to him. I said, "Man, you should make these changes to your car." And he's like, "Well, I don't know about this." And I said, "Well, pretty much you're not going to win with the setup you have in your car right now because your car's too hard to drive. These guys are catching in." We put a setup on that I recommended, and he went out and won the race. And every year I've won, or my setup, not really my setups, but my help, my input has won that race. We won in 98. In 99, it was, God, I'm not even going to be able to say all this. I think 2000 was Columbus. Anyway, just the people that have helped out, we've won the at least 2 classes at the Roar Stock Nationals every year since 1998. Team Losi has, and you know, I go there for Team Losi. And this year was really cool. It was last year it was in Chillicothe, Missouri.
In Missouri, right?
Misery, I like to call it. But we got there, and the associated team had their game on. Man, they were firing away, and we were off pace. And you know what? We came back and we won 2-wheel drive and truck. With it wasn't, you know, Matt Chambers and Matt Chambers and Eric Clark. Matt won 2-wheel and Eric won truck, and I mean those guys were just were on it. You know, they took my input. They didn't necessarily take my setups. It's just, I think, me being there, me supporting behind them.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that factory support for the quote unquote amateur racers, whatever, is big. And you know, we now all the teams go, and they saw the impact that I had. And, you know, like this year it was myself, Mike Truey, and Ryan Dawson for Team Losi was there. So this year it's in Arizona. It's Mike Truey's gonna be there. I'm not gonna be there. I have the hobby ship to go to instead. But you know, you have to. There's only so many weekends in the month.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But as far as what I want to remembered for, try and sum it up, just, you know, hopefully I impacted you in a positive way. If you're an RC racer and you race the equipment that I do, even if you don't race the equipment, hopefully you have some sort of positive impact from what I've done for you.
And I was just gonna, and I think you will be, because you are the. You know, I commented this in Italy about it, how you have changed, in my opinion, both as a racer, a store owner, and somebody in the industry. You've really changed how sponsored drivers, I don't want to say their jobs, but you're not just there to go out on the track and win races.
Right.
You know, the kid comes up to you with the most beat up car and things like that, and it's the 10th time you've heard that same question on how do you do it. You still have to be there, and you are there to answer the question and help them.
Right.
And that's something you've done, and I think other sponsored drivers in the industry have seen that, and you've affected how they interact with the average Joe hobbyist.
Thank you.
So
Thank you very much.
And I think there's many people in our industry that will say that you are the leader in that thing. And our industry has really changed now, where the sponsor drivers do that. You know, and I say it all the time. You guys, there was a guy here, a little Losi car. I said, man, don't be afraid to go over there. Yeah, they're here to win races, but they're here to help the customers. You, the guy who paid his hard-earned money for the car, and I think you're one of the best at it. So
Thank you.
hats off to you, and I think you'll be remembered for that.
I hope so.
I knew you will. And well, time to wrap this up,
Let's
Matt.
do it, man.
Yep. And we thank you guys all for on the internet. And you know, Matt, he's been a staple in this hobby. Still going to be for another year.
Still going to be for another year, and you know, like I say, you're going to see me around.
Oh yeah.
I'll do the hobby shows. I'll do RCX, that kind of stuff, and maybe a couple other races here and there. But for the most part, I'm not going to be. You won't see me on the top much. You know, I'm going to put all my effort into next year.
Yeah, I know you will.
But after 2006, you're going to see just that guy hanging around the pits in a Losi shirt, Losi Trinity shirt. You know, that's probably who you're going to see walking around, and not. I probably won't have a radio in my hand.
Just hanging out, helping.
Yeah. Maybe you know, if I go to a race, maybe I'll just be kind of like a quote unquote test dummy. You know, throw something on my car. Let's go. You guys want to try something? You know, be the test guy for Travis and Jesse and Mike, and, you know, and the other guys in the team. You know.
But I don't think they'll ever take that old school picture of you off the LRP
Oh
box.
man, I keep telling them, like, you got it. That was from the warm-up race in May of 1995.
Man, every time I see that, I chuckle, man.
I had hair.
Yeah.
Oh, I had hat on. I had hair. You know, RC Racing made me pull my hair out over the years.
Yeah, mine's going too. So, well, Matt, this
Scotty,
is awesome.
Man. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. Thanks for everybody listening out here. And I'll tell you guys, if there's one race you're going to get to through the year, this is it right here. Come out here. Come out to Vegas. International Indoor Champs are the place to be.
Well,
Plus
you
Vegas. You know?
That's right.
But remember, cocktail girls next year.
Yes, next year, cocktail
girls.
Yeah, table service, the whole thing.
Yep.
So, well, thank you very much for spending some time. I know you got some wrenching to do and things like that.
I'm done for the night, man.
You're done?
Yeah. I'm going to go out to my friend's room, from the guys from Sacramento, sharing a adult beverage, and go to bed. And see, it's 11 o'clock now. I'll be asleep by midnight.
6 o'clock comes early.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
All right.
But,
well,
all right. Thanks, Scotty.
Thanks again, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Awesome.
Take care.
Awesome.